Okay, for this lesson, we're going to compare with adverbs, and the only thing that it's going to be different that we're going to be doing is that we're going to be using either more for comparative adjectives or most for superlative adjectives. Okay, so all of the adverbs in this lesson, okay, we do not have to add ER for comparative or EST for superlative. We're going to use the word more and most before the adverb. Okay, so do not worry about adding an ending to all of the adverbs in parentheses. Okay, we're gonna write comparative or superlative to identify them, and we also need to write either more or most before the adverb. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what's inside the box right here. Adverbs have comparative forms. Add the word more in front of an adverb to make the comparative form. Add the word most in front of an adverb to make the superlative form. Okay, so more is for comparative adverbs and most is for superlative adverbs, okay? Example, we felt more happily about this morning's sunrise than the others. Superlative, we felt most happily about the sunset. Okay, so when do we need to use the word more and when do we need to use the word most? We use the word more when we are comparing two things, okay, two places, to people, or to ideas. Okay, and then we use the superlative form of an adverb, which is most in this case, when we are comparing three or more things. Okay, so in this example of the superlative form, we felt most happily about the sunset. Okay, we use the superlative form because we can compare this sunset, with all of the other sunsets that we have seen. Okay, and the comparative form right here, we felt more happily about this morning sunrise than the others. We're comparing the morning sunrise with others, so we're comparing two things. Okay, so that is the trick to find out which form of an adverb you need to use. Okay, all right, let's look at number one. We felt about leaving our home than leaving the city. Okay, so this sentence is talking about leaving home and leaving the city. Okay, these are two ideas that are being compared, two things. Okay, so when you compare two things, you use the comparative form of the adverb. Okay, so we're gonna write the word more before the adverb. Okay, we felt more sadly about leaving our home than leaving the city. Okay, that's for number one. Let's look at number two. We laughed when my brother told jokes. Okay, so in this case, we can compare my brother with all the rest of our family members. So this is more than three or four or five or six. So we use the superlative form of the adverb. Okay, so we're gonna write the word most. Okay, most happily. Okay, we laughed most happily when my brother told jokes. Number three, Jenny cheers about our big trip than I do. Okay, so this word, I remember that I told you yesterday that this word is a clue that tells us that this sentence has two things that are being compared. Okay, Jenny and I. Okay, so we're going to use the comparative adverb for excitedly. Okay, so to make excitedly a comparative adverb, we add the word more before. Okay, excitedly. Excitedly. All right. 4. We will have to travel than on other trips. Okay, so again, than, okay, travel, other trips. 2 things. So we're going to use more carefully. Okay, we will have to travel more carefully than on other trips. It's very hard to write with the computer mouse, sorry. And then we're going to write the comparative here. I'm abbreviating comparative and superlative because I want to move on a little bit faster today. Okay. All right. Number 5. I worry than my little sister. Again, than. Okay. So 2 things. I and little sister. I worry more. Okay. I worry more seriously. Seriously. Than my little sister, and I use the comparative form of seriously. Okay, comparative form. 6. Dad talks to us. Okay, so dad talks to us. So we're comparing dad, the way dad talks to us, with the way probably the rest of our family members talk to us. Okay, so it's dad being compared to 3 or more. I don't know how many family members your family has, but okay, in this case, we are going to use the superlative form, okay, which is adding most, okay, comfortingly, okay, superlative. Okay, I'm not gonna write comfortingly because okay, it will not fit, but you get the idea. Okay, that talks most comfortingly to us. All right, and the last one. He says he will travel than other families on the frontier. Okay, again, the word than. He says he will travel than other families on the frontier. All right, so he says he will travel more than other families on the frontier, or most. Okay, in this case, other families means more than 2, right? It's plural. Okay, and we're comparing the way he travels with many families. So in this case, we need the superlative form, most bravely. Okay, most bravely, and we use the superlative form. Okay, so this is the exercise that we're going to do on your reader's notebook. Your assignment is on page 345. Okay, so let's go and pull up your reader's notebook, 345. And you are going to also use either more or most, okay, to make the comparative form or the superlative form of the adverb. All right, so let me go ahead and type here 345 to jump straight to that page. Okay, so here it is. Okay, let's make this a little bit larger so that we can see it. You can compare the way that actions are done. To compare two actions, form a comparative adverb by using the word more. Comparative adverb by using the word more before an adverb ending in ly. So all of the adverbs that end in ly will tell you that you need to use a word more, okay, to make the comparative form. To compare 3 or more actions, form a superlative adverb by using the word most. Okay, so if the adverb ends in ly, that is a clue that it tells you that you need to use either more or most, okay, to make a comparative or superlative adjective. First example, Karina's calf ran more gracefully than she had run yesterday. Okay, so this word again, okay, kind of tells you that you need to use a comparative form, okay, but there will be some times that will have to use a superlative form. Okay, like the example on the other page that we did. Maddie's horse ran the most gracefully of all the horses. All the horses on the field. Okay, so we're comparing the horse, Maddie's horse, with all of the horses. Okay, so we need to use a superlative form for this one. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and look at the instructions. 1 through 4, circle the adverb in each sentence. Write C on the line if it's a comparative adverb, write S if it's a superlative adverb. Okay, so remember that a comparative adverb needs to start with more. Okay, let me write it right here. More before the adverb, and the superlative starts with most. Okay, and remember that all of the adverbs in this exercise, their ending is ly. Okay, so these are some clues that we can use to find which words we need to circle. Okay, people traveled more carefully along the trails than they did on the flat prairies. Okay, so we're looking for these words, either more, most, and a word ending in ly. Okay, well, I see more here. Okay, so I'm going to circle more, and I am also going to circle the adverb ending in ly because it's part of the adverb. Okay, don't just circle more. If you just circle more, it will be incorrect. If you just circle carefully, it would also be incorrect because both words form the adverb. Okay, and what type of adverb is this? Is it a comparative adverb or superlative adverb? Okay, well, look right here. Look what I wrote right here on top of my word comparative. I wrote more. And I wrote most on top of a superlative adverb. Okay, what word is this? More. So this word tells me that I am using a comparative adverb. So I'm going to write the letter C for comparative underlined. Okay, so that's what you need to do with number 2. You need to do with number 3 and number 4. Okay, circle the adverb in each sentence. Okay, so you are circling 2 words, and then you're telling with a C if it's a comparative adverb, or with an S a superlative adverb. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 5 through 8. See what we need to do. Write the correct form for the adverb in parentheses. Okay, so it's telling us already superlative. Okay, again, for superlative adverbs, we write the word most before the adverb. You do not need to do anything to this word except to just write it on the line. Okay, using the superlative form. Okay, comparative, remember that for comparative, we write the word more before the adverb. Okay, so for number 5, it would be children played most happily when they felt safe. Okay, and for number 6, you need to use the comparative form of restfully. So the adults slept in a cabin. Okay, so this is a very simple exercise if you follow the instructions that I told you. Okay, don't forget to turn in your work when you're finished. See you on the next video.